Hey guys, thought I'd do a little video to help with stretching. I know some of you don't do an awful lot of stretching, and actually you'd benefit massively if you did a bit more than what you're currently doing. So I'm going to show you how to stretch from head through to toe, okay, standing and on the floor. So if we start with upper body, and then we work our way down towards the bigger muscle groups, and then we can finish off on the floor, okay? So a nice way to start stretching, especially if you're in a standing position, is think full stretch. Feet hip width apart, nice stable base, interlace the hands or fingers. Stretch all the way up as if you're doing a bit of a yawn like you do first thing in the morning. So release all the tension through the vertebrae. And then the other option is just to relax your shoulders. From there, you can go to triceps. If you can't pull the elbow back, push from the front and just hold. Remember, with stretching, guys, it's beneficial if you do both sides, even if you've only got an issue on one side. Make sure you stretch both. So I've done my right arm, so therefore I need to do my left. Hold for a similar kind of time, so you're looking, I don't know, 20 to 40 seconds, longer if you feel you want to. And just relax with your breath. Okay, from here you can drop the arms out in front. So think about curling the back, so you're creating space, okay? Using those shoulder blades to completely separate. And from there, you're squeezing your pecs in together, so squeeze your boobs in. And then you can release. From there, you can roll your shoulders back. Take hold of the hands behind. Now here, if you pull the shoulders in and then down, really physically draw your shoulder blades in. This is a great way to stretch through to the chest. Also a little bit of the shoulder range there. From there, you can take single arm across the chest, so you can then get the outside of the shoulder. And again, you've done one side, so make sure you do the other. If you feel tightness more so on one side, just hold it that little bit longer. If it's painful, stop, but you want to pull enough so you can feel the stretch working. And release. Okay, we can get a hamstring stretch from standing. So if you think about placing your feet together, or go hip width, okay, whatever feels good for you. Aim of the game is keep the legs as straight as physically possible, okay? So you want to press your heels into the floor, stick your hips up to the ceiling. Now, if you've got quite short hamstrings and you can only get to that far, then don't worry about it, okay? Think about creating the length through the back of the legs, and the easiest way to do it is by pressing your heels into the floor and sticking your bum up to the ceiling so you create that length. Hold it for a few seconds. If you then think, actually, I can go a bit further, you drop a little bit lower. But if that's your range, don't force it, because if you force it, you then bend the knees. That then takes the onus off the stretch in the hamstrings, which is what we're trying to stretch. So find your point of stretch where you can keep your legs straight and hold it. If you've got the flexibility to come all the way down, perfect. If not, it really doesn't matter. You pick the range that works for you. Nothing saying you can't rock back and forth on toes to heels. That's another good way to get the calf muscles stretching. And if you want to get a decent stretch on the calves, I would suggest pressing your heels into the floor and lifting the toes. Perfect. Okay, so that's the back of the legs. Also great for lower back. So quad stretch. You can either go heel to bum. If you're in this position, soften the knee. Knees together, tilt the hips forward to create length down the front of that thigh and hold it. If you need to hold on to something, you hold on to something. If not, just balance, working your core to balance. Remember, if you do one side, make sure you do the other. Even out your muscles. Now, if you don't like stretching your quads in a standing position, you can do this stretch lying face down or on your side. Okay, face down quad stretch. I quite like this one. Completely relaxed, so upper body doing nothing. Pick a leg, heel towards your bum, grab hold if you can. If you can't, you can grab the back of the trainer, your sock, or your trousers, whatever you're wearing. From here, relax the upper body, press your hips into the floor, which will help create the length in the quad to get the best stretch. Feel quite flexible. As you're pushing your hips down into the floor, you can lift your knee at the same time off the floor to increase more stretch. Your choice. But again, remember, you do one side, you do the other. All right, I have seen some people attempt to do that for a quad stretch. what happens is, if you look at where my chest is, I'm now elevated. I'm not stretching my quads anymore. This is great for working the lower back and stretching abdominals, okay? So this is a bow. So I wouldn't do this for a quad stretch. Always do one leg at a time, okay? From here, you can take yourself into child's pose, wide knee or narrow knee, big toes touching, bottom down onto your heels. And you're thinking about stretching all the way through. So allowing yourself just to fold in between your arms to stretch. Preferably without getting cramp in your toes. This is a nice stretch to release shoulders. If you can get your bum from down, this is another great stretch for the lower back. Perfect. Okay, from here, still thinking back, you can sit cross-legged, or you can have one leg straight, one leg bent, cross-legged, half lotus, whatever you feel you need to do. So if you've got your legs crossed, for example, we can get another lower back stretch in this position. And all you do, allow your knees to flop, let your bum spread across your floor, and then just come forward and just hold. This is a lovely stretch for lower back. Really nice back release. Get another option here whilst you're in this position is to twist. So opposite hand to opposite leg, outside if you can, hand to floor, push your chest up along with your hips and then rotate the torso. So rather than doing the whole, just turning the head, you want to think about physically twisting the torso round. So you get a gorgeous twist into back stretch there. This will get mid back, go down into the lower back a little bit. And again, one side done, do the other. Now you may find one side stretches easier than the other. That's just the way it is. We always tend to be dominant on one side with flexibility and strength. Just means you might need to work out a little bit more or hold it for a little bit longer. Awesome. Okay, then we can take it down onto the floor. Glute stretch, great for the butt and into the lower back. So bend your knees, feet flat, relax the upper body. One foot across the top of the knee pushed away, hands through the hole, take hold. Now from here, try not to lift the upper body, I want to relax. Now if you can't pull the knee in, there's nothing to say you can't just lift it and hold with one hand, okay? And again, you do one side, remember to do the other. You can mess with where your foot is, so you can take that lower towards the hip. That will change the range of stretch. So you choose how much stretch you need by where you place your foot. Another one, hug the knees into chest. That's a great stretch for back again. Option here to rock. You can go side to side, front and back. Another twist stretch you can do whilst lying, both knees to one side. Now you can either, both arms go onto the opposite side, or you can open up your arms in crucifix, or you can place your hand on top of the knee and prise down to create strength. But the secret here, the shoulder opposite to the knee, this is the one you want to push into the floor to create more stretch. Option with the upper legs, you can either take top leg, heel goes underneath or ankle goes underneath the knee, you can hold it, or I'll show you another one on the other side. Okay, then you can release, do the other side. Again, you can mess with your arms, either out or both across. Option here, hand on the knee, press down, either hook underneath or extend the leg. That will again create a bit more stretch, so you choose where you want to place it. Okay, and hug knees back in, rock back and forth. You can then bring yourself to a seated position. Okay, way to stretch chest, neck, top of shoulders. Use your head. So chin to chest, and just literally let it relax, let it go heavy. Then you can lift, then you can turn over a shoulder. Now here, allow your shoulders to relax. Then you can switch to the other side. Okay, another option here is a head drop, so ear to shoulder. So this is going to lengthen here into this gorgeous big muscle here, coming around into the rotator cuffs and round into the back and front of the chest. Now you can take the stretch further if you wish. So the arm on the side in which you're stretching, if you take that behind your back, that will create length. Okay, so you can mess with how much of a stretch you get, but whether or not you keep your arm in front or you place it behind. But try not to lift the shoulder to meet the ear. Same on the other side. Oh, that's tight. Oh, that's a tight one. Oh, that is tight. So again, you can mess with where you place your arms in order to make it beneficial for your body and what you need to do right now for stretch. Okay, then you can take a little look up, just enough to open up the front of the neck and release. If you want to release your wrists, you can roll or you can press to get some mobility in there. You can even balance them into the floor that way. Okay, or turn them round, fingers to you. There you go. So there's your arm stretches as well as your wrists. Okay. Right guys, hope those are helpful for you. Pick and choose the ones you need to use. So for those of you struggling with back issues at the moment, I would recommend you use either lying on your back or standing in full stretch. So you can either do that standing or lying flat on your back. I'd go for the glute stretch. Knee across the ankle, hug the knee in, do that one lying on your back. I'd also go for side twists. So whether or not you twist in a seated range, or if you lie on your back with your knees over to the side. Child's pose is most definitely a must. And lying on your back, hugging your knees into your chest, okay? Those are great for helping to release your back. Do them as often as you need to. Don't be afraid to do them every day. You can't do more damage by stretching, but just listen to your body. If it is painful, as in excruciating, then you stop. But you need to find the point of stretch. So you need to know what is painful versus the muscle working, okay? So if it's excruciating to the point of you can hardly move, you stop. If you can hold it, it's bearable. Just breathe into the stretch. I promise you, persevere. Stretching will help loosen you up. Other options is to take hot baths and hot showers. If you can get your hands on some Epsom salts or bath salts, that's great because that will also help with removing toxins out of the body and help to relax the muscles further. So if you want to stretch, either stretch in the bath or the shower, which I've done before now, or take a nice hot bath and shower first and then stretch after. Because once you're nice and warm, you're more pliable, so stretching will become a little bit easier and more beneficial. All right, if you've got any questions, guys, please feel free to give me a shout. Again, I hope this video finds you well, and for those of you that need to use it, use and abuse as you need. All right, guys, take care. Much love.